A blast from the past for those of you who remember that little jingle from the movie theater days. Vendors on the field. We have got pizza. We have got root beer. In fact, that 1919 root beer, we just got some brought up here on the stand. They're making root beer floats, and it is the best. We had a root beer float earlier today, Jeff.
You know, Lisa, this brings back the good old times you and I shared growing up together at the Air Show. I remember hanging out with your dad,
Ken Hirsch. In fact, we grew up at air shows, Ken and Larry Ritz.
And we've got a good Ken Hirsch weather forecast on tap today, Lisa.
That we do. Severe clear, unlimited skies. Sioux Falls. Make sure none of the antennas or the buildings have moved. It's a good point of reference. So he's taking off for just a real quick recon flight. We'll be recovering him shortly.
And we're going to set the stage for you for Power on the Prairie 2012. Every pilot knows that each runway has two numbers today. That's when you're coming or going, as our Blue Angel solo just departed. Blue Angels teaser. That's right, guys. Your United States Navy Blue Angels are going to be flying today, and here comes a great photo op. The beautiful B-25 Mitchell from World War II is going to take off right behind. Use it like latex. The sun is out. It's another sun splash. Sioux Falls, South Dakota day. Power on the Prairie is starting to rock and roll here.
As some aircraft are recovering this morning, remember that the Air Force Association Dakota chapter has commissioned South Dakota aviation artist and historian John Mollison, who prepared a beautiful print that features the 7 fighter jets flown by the South Dakota Air National Guard. The print is called The Fighting Logos. It's available for $20 unframed, or you can pay $60 for a framed version. But here's the best news about this print and the sales of it. The proceeds from the sales goes to the 114th Fighter.
Economic development and even revitalizes rural communities. And no wars have been fought over ethanol. And we're not going to have to wait millions of years to replenish our ethanol reserves either. Ethanol is America's renewable fuel. Ethanol has not shipped one single job overseas. Ethanol is America's...
Why not ethanol? Ethanol that was produced by Cohen at their plant just south of here in Chancellor from corn grown in South Dakota. South Dakota corn, South Dakota ethanol, South Dakota hometown pilots. What better way to celebrate Air Show 2012?
These airplanes love their ethanol. It's actually a very simple engine conversion to switch the airplanes over to ethanol. It involves recalibrating the fuel servo. And I can tell the Vanguards are getting ready because they have their videographer and support pilot, Mike Romanowski, up here on stage with us today. And we'd like to welcome all of the police above. Voila is actually the French word for tada. So when you say tada,
you're actually saying
voila.
voila.
The Vanguards have been making it happen in the skies over the Sioux Airport for the last few decades, and on any given nice summer evening, you might want to take the kids down to Mars Ski Airport, beautiful little rural airport to the south of town, and you may find your very own local air show pilot out practicing this fantastic sequence you're going to see today. It takes a lot of dedication to fly a formation aerobatic sequence safely, and these guys know what they're doing. There really is no other type of flying like the flying you're going to see from the Vanguard. That's because it is formation aerobatic flying. And formation aerobatic flying requires every single ounce of a pilot's talent, a pilot's ability, instinct and concentration. Formation flying really began during the years of World War I. That's when airplanes first began to be mass-produced identically, and the pilots of that day realized in the tactical environment, the theater of war, the squadron with the most airplanes up in the sky was usually the squadron that was victorious. The Vanguard Squadron has taken the science of formation aerobatics and turned it into an art form.
And all this time I thought they were just passing food and water back and forth to each other.
And fuel. Here come the Vanguards. Look straight to the north-northeast, up runway 03. They're coming down the reciprocal heading of runway 21. You may be interested to see what it's like to fly in a tight formation. That's because they are actually overlapping wings when they're in this three-ship formation, Vic. And the wingmen are glued. Their eyes are absolutely glued to that lead pilot. They never, ever take their eyes.